Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Valpo Basketball Weekly. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined by the head coach of the Valpo women's basketball program, Mary Evans, as we get you set for the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Valpo Basketball Weekly is brought to you by our friends at Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. An exciting week and a lot to talk about. And we start with a big win on Saturday for your team over the regular season champions in the Missouri Valley Conference. How were you able to not only get a win in that game, but to do it in convincing fashion? What led to all the success in the game on Saturday?
It was all the players. They were really bought in. It was senior day, so there's a lot of emotion surrounding senior day. And I think, everyone on this team really cares about the three young women who are not returning next year. And I thought they played their hearts out. Sometimes this year, I think we've had some pretty good moments, and then we kind of take a break. And I thought they stayed very focused and maintained that for the full 40 minutes. And that's exciting to see, because that's what we're trying to do at this point in March and going into the tournament, is trying to play our best basketball and our most consistent basketball. And I thought they showed a lot of consistency on Saturday.
You mentioned senior day. Let's talk more about those three seniors. What was it like to celebrate them and have a chance to honor Caitlin Morrison and Grace White and Carrie Weinman on Saturday?
It's always a fantastic day. Our team did an amazing job getting stuff ready for them, and they prepared a video for them that was really amazing. Having all their family here, and it's awesome to be able to celebrate kids that have really committed their heart and soul to this program for the last anywhere from 3 to 6 years. And it's great. And I thought, sending them out on a win was amazing. I thought they played tremendously hard. They played tremendously well, and just really, really excited. We're going to miss them a bunch. But hopefully they've still got a couple more games in the belt.
And Saturday's win was significant, not only in terms of what it meant by knocking off the regular season champions, but what it means in terms of seeding for Hoops in the Heartland. How significant is it to be the 6th seed and avoid playing that first day on Thursday? And how much different is it to only have to win 3 games going into this weekend versus years where you've had to win 4?
Yeah, I think when you watch a lot of the tournaments, and I spent the day watching quite a few tournament final games, there were quite a few teams that were in the 4th game in 4 days. And I just think that's tremendously difficult unless you're a really deep team and you can play 12, 13 deep. But, we needed that win in order to stay off the weekend. That's a goal that this team set at the beginning of this year. So again, to be able to check that goal off the box, or check that box, I should say, is a big thing for this team. And we have other goals that we still can accomplish. And so, I think it positions us in a much better place. We obviously have to go play a very, very talented and tough UNI team on Friday night. But it definitely puts you in a much better position to make a run at it, to only have to play 3 games in 3 days.
Let's talk about that game against UNI. 2 very different regular season meetings. How do you make sure this one goes more like the first game than the second game?
Yeah, I don't think UNI has gotten our best basketball for the majority of both games. I thought we played pretty sluggish the first game. Obviously, they were coming off of an extremely long pause due to COVID, so they were sluggish as well. Thought we played better in the 4th quarter, and the 3rd quarter, 4th quarter in that game. And then at their place, I thought we played really poorly. There's no other words to say. And they played very well, give them all the credit. They were part of the reason why we played so poorly. But I don't think they've seen what this team can do when they play together, and they do that for 40 minutes. So I'm excited to get out on the court, practice tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, and prepare this team to go give our best effort again, and play hard for 40 minutes and play together for 40 minutes and do all the little things correctly. And I think if we do that, we'll have a chance to be in it at the end.
And what does the win on Saturday mean in terms of confidence going into this week? How does that maybe change things as far as the feeling going into this weekend? We talked about it in terms of only having to win 3 games, but to know you can beat anyone in the league, what does that mean for your group of players going into Hoops in the Heartland?
Yeah, I think going in with a W is always important. We've had kind of an up and down year, and we had a really tough last 4 or 5 games with games on the road, and then coming back and playing Loyola, Missouri State, and SIU at home. So to come out with 3 out of the last 5, I think gives you some momentum moving forward. Obviously, that you can play with the top teams in the conference and you can compete with them physicality wise and everything. So, I think this team is very confident going into the tournament and is excited. And I think that's a big part of March too. You hate to say it as a coach, but there are teams going into the conference tournaments that aren't very excited about playing. And I think that this group is still excited about playing. I think they still are excited to play for each other. And as a coach, that makes me excited to get to spend the time and coach them up this week and try to put them in the best position that they can be in on Friday night.
There she is, the head coach of the Valpo women's basketball program, Mary Evans. Follow along or make your way out to Moline to support the team this weekend. Friday night, the first game of the weekend for Valpo against UNI. All the games will be streamed on ESPN+. For head coach Mary Evans, this is Brandon Vickery. This has been Valpo Basketball Weekly, and it's brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.